Hi there! For today's read aloud, we will be reading All the Colors of the Rainbow by Alan Fowler. So when we're reading the story, I need you to pay attention to the author's purpose. Think of persuade, inform, and entertain. And to yourself think, okay, why did the author write this story, All the Colors of the Rainbow? Was it to persuade me, to convince me of something, to inform me, to teach me something, or entertain? Did the author just write the story hoping I'll just enjoy the story? So to yourself, you're going to choose persuade, inform, or entertain. And after that, or as we're reading, I also want you to think whether or not, is this story informational? Yes or no? Okay, I'll be checking in at the end of the book to ask you those questions again. So take a moment, All the Colors of the Rainbow, look at the title and the cover to make a prediction. All right, let's go ahead and start reading. Have you ever seen a rainbow in the sky? Its colors are so pretty and its shape is so perfect. Have you ever seen a rainbow in the sky? Thumbs up or down? I have. Have you ever seen two rainbows? A rainbow and then another rainbow close by? I have too. Let's go ahead and click on this word.
Rainbow, a band of color sometimes seen in the sky.
All right, let's continue reading. You can't touch or grab hold of a rainbow. That's because it's made of sunlight. Did you know that? Did you know that the rainbow is made of sunlight? Thumbs up or down? All right, let's keep reading and see what other information we'll learn. Have you ever seen streams of sunlight shining in a forest? They look white. So right here, see sunshine? The sunlight shining? If sunlight is white, how can it sometimes shine with all the colors of the rainbow? I'm going to read that question one more time and I want you to think about it. If sunlight is white, how can it sometimes shine with all the colors of the rainbow? So remember right here we just read, have you ever seen streams of sunlight shining in a forest or through trees? It doesn't be a forest or through trees. They look white. Do you see that? So the sunlight looks white, but right here, and on the last page, we just read that rainbows are made of sunlight. So how can they be white, but then also have color? What do you think? I'll give you a moment to think about that question. All right, if you need more time, just pause the video. But let's keep reading and see if we can't figure out the answer to that question. Look at a color wheel. You can see wedges of color.
Wedges, objects shaped like triangles.
If you spin the wheel gently, the colors will start to blur. So if we have this color wheel and we spin it, then after a while the colors will start to blur. So do you see all the shades of blue, green, yellow, orange, purple, red? So if we spin it, look how they kind of blend and blur together. If the wheel spins faster, you will see only white. I didn't know that, did you? If you spin the wheel faster, you will only see the color white. The blue and yellow and red are still there. You just can't see them. I feel like we should give that a try one of these days. Those same colors are mixed together in sunlight. Oh, so that's the answer to our question. So those same colors are mixed together in sunlight. The colors in the sunlight are there all the time, but you can only see them once in a while. You might see them if the sun is behind you and it is raining somewhere in front of you. When the sunlight enters the raindrops in front of you, the light bounces around and bends inside the water drops. The light leaves the water drops as separate rays of colored light, which form a rainbow. Very interesting.
Bounce. To come back after hitting a surface.
You can also see a rainbow's colors when sunlight passes through a specially shaped piece of glass called a prism. But what is a prism?
Prism, a solid, three-sided piece of glass.
A scientist named Sir Isaac Newton was the first person to explain how a prism works. Like a raindrop, a prism bends sunlight so you can see all the different colors. So like a raindrop, a prism, which is remember, right here, a solid three-sided piece of glass. So there it is right there. Bends sunlight so you can see all of the different colors. The color red is always at the top of the rainbow. After that come the colors orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Go ahead and say it with me. So after red, so we have red, copy, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Violet is at the bottom of every rainbow. What color is at the bottom of every rainbow? Violet. Good job. When you look at a rainbow in the sky, you might not be able to see all of these colors. That's because they blend together. Each color in a rainbow gently blends into the next color. Do you see the colors blending in with one another? Yes? Good job. Sometimes you can see two rainbows. We were talking about that earlier. The second one is outside the first and not as bright. Have you ever noticed that? If you've ever seen two rainbows, have you ever noticed the second one is not as bright? Its colors are upside down with red at the bottom. I've never noticed that. So next time I see two rainbows, I'm going to make sure to pay attention to that to see if the colors are upside down. Because look, indigo is right there. You can kind of see it. The best time to look for a rainbow is right after a rainstorm, late in the afternoon or early in the morning. The sun should be low in the sky. Stand with your back to the sun. If you're lucky, a rainbow will be right in front of you. Look how pretty this rainbow is. When you look at a rainbow from the ground, it usually looks like a half of a circle. But if something blocks the light, you may only see part of the arc.
Arc, something with a curved shape.
So here's an example. Not all rainbows are caused by rain. Look for them wherever there is a fine mist of water in the air. You might see a rainbow in a waterfall, or a fountain in a park, or even in the spray from a garden hose in your own backyard. Mist.
Mist, tiny drops of water floating in the air. Mist, tiny drops of water floating in the air.
So right here, this looks like maybe a park or a backyard, and here's the mist, and you can see the rainbow. All right, the end. So I hope you enjoyed today's read aloud. I hope you learned something new. Please give me a thumbs up if you thought this story was an informational story. Thumbs up or a down. I'll give you a moment to think about it. This story is an example of an informational text. Did you learn information? Sure. What did you learn? Different things about a rainbow, right? How a rainbow is formed, the different vocabulary words when we think of rainbows, so many different and fun facts. So the story is informational. It's an informational book. Now take a moment and think whether or not the story was meant to persuade, inform, or entertain you. Why did the author write the story? What was their purpose? Okay, go ahead and think. of your answer in your head. And when you have your answer, give it a thumbs up. All right, on the next slide, we have reading discussion, where your question is, what was the author's purpose for writing today's story? And so you can go ahead and talk about your answer then. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's Read Aloud.